All right, so I want to really talk about the timing of manifestations. Now, like everyone else, when you really want something, after a period of time, you tend to really think about the timing of your manifestations, especially if it's something that you have been doing for a while. It makes you wonder, where is it? And that's natural. But everyone has something different to say. But I like to observe, I like to listen, and I like to allow the clarity to come to me through me. And this is what I realize. First of all, according to your faith, it's done unto you. And I like to say the best way to get there is to be there. Once you have made a definite choice and you accept it as final, and you continue to persist by ignoring everything that seems to be the opposite, you have succeeded. You have done it right, and you are doing it right. You believe in your choice, and you're doing all that it takes. You give up effort and trying, and you embrace realizing and preparing for what you want. If you find yourself doing all of that, there's nothing else outside of that you can do. But there's a lecture when Neville spoke about every seed has its own appointed time, and then we think about divine timing. The concept around divine timing varies for people, and at times I had my own definition, especially stemming from Christianity, where I felt like God was choosing for me when He thinks it's best for me to get something. Obviously, that I would say is not how it really is. And I would justify that because there's so many times I got things and it wasn't the right time in my opinion, and I got things whether it was too early or too late. I would ask the question, so why would that be allowed since that's the case? And then when you think about it, we always have this assumption about the things that we solely want. Oh, waiting for the perfect time to give it to you. And I don't think that is entirely true. However, everything is always on time. That is said also, but I think that's more subjective. Because if it's according to your faith, it's done unto you, and it's coming through you because of your faith. If your faith is taking you a day to do it, then it's on time for that day. If your faith is taking you a month to do it, then it's on time for the month that it's taking. Yes, there's always a process. Even if it's instant, there's always a process. But I believe in getting your things in the time frame that you want it, if you really can accept it. I get it that things do take time, but that's not an assumption I even put in the equation. I always say the time is now. I don't put I like the fastest, quickest way. So my time is always now. So I don't say I want it in a week or I want it in a day. I do now. I might want it by the end of the week. I still say now, today. That's the fastest way to have it really, really, really in this moment. What else? After manifesting a lot of things, and then I look at something that I'm manifesting and it's taking longer than I think it should. The fact that I have that assumption, that for me is clarity. If I could realize that, hey, I know what I'm capable of. I believe in a power that's my true self, that is far more greater than what I'm seeing right now. And this is definitely not what I'm expecting, especially when you are working on a person and you get that partial manifestation, especially after no contact, when you're, by yourself and you're doing all that work and then that person shows up and it's the same shit all over again. I'd be like, but I thought that interval where I wasn't dealing with this, that gave me the opportunity for that thing to actually transform the new, so I would deal with the new. I always hate that part when things will show up, like it's, you still have to work on it. I guess in some cases it's, inevitable. You have to deal with it, and the quicker you actually just get over it, it just actually rolls over in the new. I'm still learning as it relates to that because I don't like the feeling of partial manifestations. Let me get back on track talking about the timing. So if I can have the desire to say that this thing is slow going, and I believe by now I should have my manifestation. In that moment, the clarity I got is I will accept the accountability that, hey, this is true. It's not that I'm going to affect my manifestation in a negative way, but this is me looking at what I believe that can be done in a shorter time and say, hey, I'm changing this. And there are instances where I did it, and in that moment, shortly after, it worked. And then it made me think about, what if I wasn't angry in that moment? And when I say angry, I use my anger for me. I use it to boost my confidence to say, you know what? I ain't fucking waiting no more. Look, I did what I need to do and I believe I have this thing. I never condemned myself or wish it away. I used that moment to actually persist in the having of it, and it externalized itself shortly, instantly. And then one would think, if I kept on going every day, passively waiting, would it have happened? You think about it. But anyways, yes, there's a process, especially manifesting people. It has a lot to do with self and our ability to change the story. But personally, for me, I don't believe that manifesting a person should take over a year or anything else. Like, once it hits certain time frame, there's something about it, and it has to do with self because we're doing it. Yes, on this level, we're choosing, but the power works off your faith, your trust. I know people who, quote unquote, have certain abilities where when they step in people's life and say, hello, this is going to happen to you today, like they call them prophets, that should happen right away. I always thought about it, like, what differs? What made these people, like, you could be sitting here trying to do shit for 3 years and they just step in your life and speak it and say, in this moment, you're going to get a phone call, you're going to get the job right this minute, and it works. And I always thought about that. And then I thought about the concept of divine timing. And I realized that, there is some unknown things right there. But the best thing I could say is it's all you. Having this feeling of waiting, I think, turns into frustration and longing. And then you naturally slip into feeling like you don't have it. It's like you're more hoping. And I don't believe that it's supposed to be that way. And confidence, confidence, anger, persisting. Yes, there's a part where you're relieved, but in some cases with your manifestations, you have to be resilient. You have to be fierce. In that moment where you feel like it's slow or you're done waiting, you have to step up. You have to tell yourself. And there's a story in the Bible where I think someone fought with an angel, and they told God or the angel that they're not leaving until they get what they want. And there's more than one story in the Bible like that. I think that sometimes is a part of it. Like, especially when I have done the work and I know in myself that I'm not wavering, I'm not going against myself, I'm doing everything, I feel a relief, I'm living my life. But where is it? I know I have it, yes, but in 3D, that thing should be here right now. So in that moment, like, I found myself saying stuff like this. You know what? I'm not going to even judge the moment. I'm going to tell myself. I'm going to command. I'm not going to accept defeat. I'm not going to, because you can't blame the power. You can't get mad. Getting mad doesn't do anything for you. So what I do is I add fire. It's like you're cooking and you probably turn the stove down because, you're just letting shit do its thing. But you got to turn that shit up. You got to say, yo, now's the time. I don't really like doing that because I feel like I'm begging or I'm putting too much emphasis on it. It might feel that way, but it's a necessary part of life when you're manifesting certain things. And as I said, probably it's an aspect of self that we can't really see. But after a period of time, I'm not fucking waiting anymore. It is what it is. And I speak the word of me getting what I want now, and I start to prepare for what I want. And probably that feeling is a part of the bridge of incidents. It's the part of the compulsion where you naturally feel frustrated and you rise to reach for that thing. You got to pluck that shit. It's like, I'm taking this shit. I'm snatching this thing. Like, it's right here. I have it. I don't need to wait on what I already have. I know the word. I'm in this, and this shit is mine. Like, I'm not playing right now. So you know what? A matter of fact, I'm not going to even be talking. I'm going to go in the shit. I'm going to go in the back and get my shit together because I'm going. I'm doing this. Oh, if it's a wedding, okay, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going on. What's the bridal thing? I'm gonna pick my dress out. I'm gonna do this because I ain't fucking playing. I'm gonna show you how serious I am. I'm done with this thing. Like, the power that I know is far greater. It's the now power. It's the day power. That thing is mine. I know it's mine. And if it's mine and I have it, I have to see it today. And when I get into that character, I notice that I always have movement. I always have movement. And in some cases, I did get what I wanted. So probably that's a part of the brazen impotence. I don't know. But there are so many things that you can't really explain in words. You just have to, on your journey, you have to observe certain things. Like, like for me, if I need the answer to something, I'll speak to self because that's where everything is. And that's the clarity I got. As it relates to divine timing is not that you're waiting. There's a perfect time for something to happen. Because the perfection can be done in a week, just as perfect as in a year or a month. Like, we like to justify things because in a weird way, it doesn't matter. You always, if once you're seeing everything for you, if it took a year, you're going to say, you know what, it's on time, it's perfect, everything. I see why it took a year. If it took a month, you would justify it just the same to say, hey. But if you can get ready in a month, and I'm not saying that you're rushing yourself, because sometimes you do need time, especially when it has to do with self-concept, because I've been there where I actually persisted in getting the thing, and I didn't have the conditions to keep it, and I lost it. So it's not about the swiftness. If you really work the law and say, hey, I want it, I want it, I want it, I have it, you'll get it. But if you don't endure, if you don't condition your life and yourself, you will lose it again. So I get it where, you have to invest in yourself, and it's not like you're rushing yourself. But also, a lot of things that you're manifesting, it's not tied to your value or your worthiness of it. And that's another aspect. I had to break away from feeling that I need to be perfect to get this thing or to get this person. And it's never the case. You can manifest someone to be with you just as fucked up as you are. You don't have to change if you don't want to. If you can really believe that this person will accept you just the way you are, you don't have to work on yourself. You don't. But knowing what you know and knowing how to be free, you're not going to give up on the opportunity to work on yourself because it makes life better and you're in control. So, hey, you're not going to pass on that. But your manifestations and the law has nothing to do with your worthiness of it. Oh, if I do this or learn more, then, I'll get this and I get that. I think I have that assumption. I had that feeling, especially stemming from Christianity. I'm not saying that it's not real, because when I do read the stories, I believe in the concept of the creator being a father, like, all of that. I do believe in that aspect, but I don't really think that that's the case as it relates to my manifestation, because a loving, wonderful father would not let his daughter wait, especially for marriage. Like, come on, like, I have needs, I have this. You would not let me wait, So I don't really, now that I'm looking at it like that, I wouldn't say that father knows best. Yes, father knows best, but not to have me sitting here waiting to the point where I don't even want the thing anymore. Makes no sense. So that proves to me that's all me. And yes, the power in me and knows the perfect timing and all of that, but I don't have to sit and wait forever to get what I want. That's what I'm saying. It's really not necessary. And if you keep, I'm going to test it for a week. I'm going to keep telling myself that I have what I desire, and what I desire is mine, and I accept it right now. I accept it right now. I'm worthy. I am faithful, and I get the blessing. I'm going to bless myself. I'm going to really take it and give it to myself. I'm going to persist that way and see, because it should not. The fact that I have this feeling of this thing can work sooner proves that it could. And I know how good I am, and I know the power and how wonderful it is. And I see it work differently for everyone. You have some people, they come in to get what they want. They don't know half of what you know, and they get it. So I had to reevaluate myself and to see what I need to do to enhance speed. And I think it's reaching in myself and taking what I want and demanding it right now. That it's today, it's now, and I have succeeded, and things are exactly how I want them to be. I'm not taking anything partial. I'm not doing that. I'm giving up the past completely, turning your back and all of that. I'm done with that. I'm here for the now. I'm here for the new, and I pledge myself to the new, and I'm faithful to the new, and that's what I'm about. And if I'm faithful, then it's mine, and it's now, and I have to have it. I'm not leaving. I'm getting this thing, and then I'll go along my day, do what I have to do, because I got it. If it's money, and I need the money today, I'm not accepting it tomorrow. And I think, as I said in moments, you do need that attitude with yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I need that money fucking today, and I'm not waiting for tomorrow, because I believe in a power that's now. I believe in a brilliant power that's myself. I know I can do this. I can do it in a second. I don't need a fucking minute. I'm the infinite fucking power. My man is now. I'm not going to wait until next year. Are you kidding me? Fuck that. I'm doing what I need to do. Whatever the fuck that I need to do to get it today, I'm doing that, and I'm willing. That's my attitude right now. So, when you have reached the point where you're confident and you could be brazen, this is what I'm saying. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm not taking tomorrow for an answer. I am the power of yes. I am the power of now, today, pronto, ahora. If it's here and if I have it, why do I need to wait or beg? Makes no sense. Well, I'm changing my assumption about the infinite one I am. Yes, I know life is a process, it's a balance. I know that there is the subjective reality, which all things exist right here, right now. And I know that there's an objective reality where things do take, time and space and all of that. But the power, did you know the power knows all? It knows everything. The question you have, the power made that question. And every question has an answer. Before you call your answer, the answers always exist. You only discover that you have a problem. But before that problem, the answer existed because God is the answer. I am the answer. I am. Before all things were created, I am. So if that is the identity of the power of the giver, I am leaning and choosing that assumption. I'm having that feel. That's how I see myself in all my manifestations before I ask for what I want. So that perfect idea, that perfect power, does not need a year to perfect my desires. It can do it in a month. So that's what I'm putting to the test, especially when it has to do with things that I think is simple. It doesn't need a fucking year to change your lover's mind. That's something that can be done in a split second. It's all you. And if I'm willing to drop everything and to choose a reality in which I am faithful, I'm doing everything, and I am persisting and reaching and choosing the good, not wavering, I should have this thing right now. It's not rocket science. The power does not need aid. It doesn't need time. It doesn't need space to do. It has a million, gazillion ways. It knew before you were born. It knew what you were going to ask for. So if it's that powerful, why should we wait until we grow faint? Why should you wait on something until you feel like you don't even want it? It's like hope deferred. It makes the heart sick. It even said in the Bible, just like how I said it. I'm not hoping. For me, waiting is hoping. I'm not fucking hoping. I am the power. I'm appointing. I'm commanding. I'm giving and I'm taking. That is what commander does. When you play as mere human, you ask. When you play as the true self, you command, you accept, and you see things for what the fuck you want them to be because it is. You gotta reach in that part of yourself. You know, in a weird way, in a very weird way, waiting sometimes can be misunderstood for wasting your time in despair, slow going. When you look at it, it's in the moments when I rise up and I say, fuck this shit. I have what the fuck I want today. Pronto. And that's when shit happened. And I said to myself, what if I didn't get up that day and demand my shit? Would I still be waiting on it? I'm not saying that wait doesn't have its place, but honey, my power is perfect. It's beyond words. It's beyond the carnal mind. It's above everything. It's before. It's after. It's in. It's above everything. And if that's the power that's bringing my manifestation alive, don't you think a girl knows when something ain't right? And something too slow? If I think that it is, it's because it is. And it's not that I'm assuming it is. It's that I'm realizing that I can do this better. And I have a greater respect for the power, the infinite one. And when time and waiting is allowed and it has its place, I respect that. But something so simple, done by someone so profound, this is not it. So if it's all me, I'm taking accountability. And this is where I say, things are what I want them to be. Today, not tomorrow. Today, now, this minute. I have it. I am it. It's right here. All things exist in me. Everything, every person is rooted in me. And if that's the case, I'm rising to that part of me and I'm taking that motherfucker. I'm not waiting anymore. And that's my attitude. And I know I got that. And I'm not stopping. I don't have time to judge. I don't have time to go back and forth. It's either I want it or I don't fucking want it. It's either I have it or I don't fucking have it. And I know the fuck I have it. So if I have it, I gotta see it. Because that time of balance and delay, that shit is done. It's like you're the chef. You know how to cook. And if you sit there and your hunger is taking over and you know, yo, this shit should take an hour. The fuck I look at the clock and it's 2 hours. No, 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 no. I need to turn the shit up and turn the shit off because I'm ready. I'm fucking eating this minute. I'm not gonna sit here hungry. For what? For what? I'm not gonna eat my shit cold. I'm not gonna lose my appetite. No, it's not gonna fucking happen that way. I'm gonna eat my shit when I wanna eat my shit with that enthusiasm that I have to eat it. And I think we need to reach that part of ourselves and take our motherfucking manifestations and stop waiting around. Because you see people come every day, they don't know shit, but they know what the fuck they want, and they get it, and you be like, what happened? Get the fuck up and take your shit. That's what you need to do. The time is now. The only day is today, and the only fucking verdict is yes. We really have to reevaluate. We really have to define what God, what power, what universe, what source we are. Well, personally for me, I'm the all-knowing, all-being, all-having, all for me source. I'm source. I am it all. I have it all. All things exist right here, right now, for me, for the taking. I'm given divine command, authority, dominion. I have a power in me that made all things, controls all things. And that power to me is above everything. There's no words I could use to fit that power in a sentence. It's impossible because it's too great. And if I am that great power, such of a great power, there is no waiting in my equation. I allow things to form and I trust in me. But what I'm saying is, I see a quicker way. I see a better way. And I see according to my faith it's done unto me. So today I'm going to accept my true identity. I have it all. The man that I'm desiring is right here. The version of him is right here in this moment. Time and space does not bring me my manifestation. It's the power that created time and space that brought me my manifestation. It's right now. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. I'm speaking it. The world is only mirror. The world is only an echo. And if that's the case, then I'm the only image and I'm the only voice. So what am I saying? I am saying it's right here, it's right now, it's on time, and it's right. Things are exactly how I want it to be. It's fully done, it's fully cooked. And I have that vigor, that enthusiasm, that appetite for what I want. I will feast on my harvest now, today. What needs to be done today is done today, in this moment. I believe that much in me in such a power. It's all me. According to my faith, it's done unto me. The infinite one created time. He doesn't need time to do anything. Before I called, before I asked, before the answer was made, before the question was made, the answer was, is, and will always be. So if that is the truth, and that's always the case, I allow my now, my success to meet me right here in time and space because it's not coming from out there. It came through here, right now. Your man don't need a year to change his mind because it's the one mind, it's the one power. We're all one on the creative level. You want it, you see it, you taste it, you touch it, you have it, you give life to it. Yes, you understand that everything is a process because of the balance. But I will no longer justify anything other than the fact that I have it now, because I am it now and I hold that power to have it now. Continue to see and to praise yourself as the all answering, all knowing, all being. Before I call, I answer one. And I just know that there's going to be a shift. There is a shift for me because I said, I gave it to myself and I'm taking what I want. It's mine for the taking. I remember when Neville got the tickets for Aida. He got it on the same day, and it happened in the most profound way. Why? Don't you think that the power knew that he was an axe for the tickets? A million years ago, it knew. That's how prepared. So I think in a weird way we have this assumption that we are going in the direction of the answer. No, the answer was, is, and always will be. It's just for us to reach in that part of herself and to have that touch. There's a story in the Bible with Jesus and the woman that had the blood sickness. Everyone touched Jesus. But when she touched him, he said, who touched me? He was in a crowd, people touching him, and he was like, who touched me? And the disciples looked at him like he was crazy. They said, Rabbi, what do you mean who touched you? Everyone's touching you. He said, no, this touch took virtue from me. It goes to show you that the power lies within you. The power moves because of you. Don't justify anything because of anything said out there. When you move, when you do, when you see, when you feel, that is when you receive it. And I guess that's why I said, believe that you have received it. But do we really believe that we have received it? Because you need to start preparing. You need to act. You need to allow, really lose yourself in that feeling that you have it now. That's the key. I know that's the key. Not lose yourself in a feeling of waiting, like it's out there. But no. And I'm guilty of that. As I said, I allow, but I don't fucking wait. Because if I am the answer, and I was, and I am, and I always will be, and I knew before I asked, what the fuck do I need to wait on? It's already fucking done. All I need to do is get the fuck up, take it, take it, take the fucking manifestation. Get up out your rut. Give up the fucking past. Give up what the fuck you need to give up. That's a sacrifice. Be done with that bullshit. Get over your frustration and reach in yourself and take what is already done. That man don't need a fucking more minute to change because he's not even changing because all parts of him exist. Take the part of him that you want.
because it exists right here, right now. You're creating from selection. What you want is not building itself in time. What you want is externalizing itself in time, externalizing that which is already built. That is the power. That is the greatness. That is me. And from now on, Chrissy, don't motherfucking wait. I command, I give, and I take. And there is no other. I don't have a false, none of that bullshit anymore. It's what I say it is. What I see is seen. What I hear is heard. What I feel is felt. And if I say it's now, it can be no other time. It's impossible. And I will get up and I will speak that shit until I do that shit. Because guess what? What I'm asking is not even a drop in the bucket. If you ask for $1 million, that's like a joke compared to the infinite power. We don't need time to get what the fuck we want. What you need is that faith, that certainty, and that fucking touch of virtue. Reach out and take what the fuck you want because you have it. That's all I'm saying, baby. You fucking have it.